Okay, good morning. Now it hasn't shown me the live chat. Here we go. I can see Annie, Carol, Catching, Melinda. I know there were more people. I'm sorry if they left. So I will start over again. I had someone ask if once they've passed over, if it's true that everyone's there waiting for them. And most certainly it is. You're not going to have to go around looking for people. That we walked his mother up to heaven when she passed, and everybody, more than I could even tell you in a number that were there, were waiting for her. And it's true for everybody. It's even from other lifetimes people come, because you might be surprised that that person from another lifetime was someone close to you in this lifetime. So no worries. You don't have to go around and hunt people up. They are there waiting for you. It's wonderful. So, and good morning again to everybody if you're just coming on. So I did have a question from someone who was hearing impaired. They weren't able to sense my sound and wondered why spirit prevented someone who couldn't hear the gift of hearing the sound. And I will tell you, I do work with someone and we're working on his hearing, and he does feel the response to the sound that we do together. So, hearing is no different than any other malfunction in the physical body or in personality and emotional states. It's a dysfunction. So, a lot of it's about healing within to find out why have you chosen to not hear. It's a lesson. It's not that it's been done to you. It's to look at the self, and maybe it's even from another lifetime. But I want you to know that I know for sure, since I have worked with it, people feel at first the difference. And I know one client was even able to tone down his uh, hearing aids because he began to hear more. So, again, everything within the physical body and through the energy of the spirit can be healed through love and through the process of moving through your own issues and what stops and restricts you from being all that you are. Someone asked me, well, what's happening when my body shakes? And what's happening is either that your physical body is releasing something dark, or in your spirit, it's about raising consciousness. Unless it becomes a normal, uncomfortable thing, I would breathe through it and be grateful because something has chosen to move, and you want to go on. So, next question. It was about meditation. And this person wrote how they meditate pretty much everywhere. I would not suggest to anybody to meditate during driving. So, meditation, all have a different technique, a different way that you do them. And so you want to do and follow your technique and sit and allow your heart to experience. So this will be good. Our technique that we offer is a bija mantra. It is to sit and to allow yourself to go down deep inside. And it's not something you would do anything different with to have while it's working. There are meditative states that you can go into that you have in the shower. Great insight comes in during the shower. A walk. I used to walk in my town, and all kinds of things would happen. mother, father would come and walk with me. So that's a different experience than doing a technique that's for your physical body's healing. Um, our technique is a healing. It's something that you do um, while uh, you set aside time. Usually it's 20 minutes twice a day. So that's how that works. So I would suggest meditation. I've been doing it for 24 years. There are certain things do different things to your body. Ours is a technique for healing. It tells you that you begin to look younger as it euthanizes your body, which we can't deny has happened to us, and helps us have a keen perception about our world. There are seven meditations, the heart, and then it goes into the five pranas. And there's also a Holy Spirit that after you've done them for a while, without your knowing what's occurring when you're sitting in meditation, um, you're becoming higher in consciousness, higher in awareness. So it's a very good thing. Let's see. Now, I have one more question. It was asked if they could hear the heart mantra. And I have to say to you, the heart mantra is something that you get in an initiation. I would sing the 5,000-year-old sacred ceremony of the puja. It's not religious. It's to bring in the masters who bring the frequency of the sound of the mantra, and it comes down into your heart. So you won't hear it with your physical ears, you will experience it within you. And as you sit and allow it to work, that frequency of divine knowing will touch and embrace and release a lot of karma. Everyone usually has a lot of karma that they haven't yet touched. So it is an experience of um, quite a journey as you start and begin. I have never had anyone, as we've traveled around the country in 95, 96, and 97, giving this technique that ever felt they didn't get what they were looking for. And those who continue their practice have become a different person. One man became so connected inside, he left his job as a real estate agent making millions of dollars and went and became a counselor helping people. So the focus inside yourself becomes more on your divinity, more on your divine love, and your awareness about life. So that's the list I found of questions. Now I don't see the chat at all. So yeah. Well, we are newcomers. What can I say? We will figure it all out. But I want to say most of what I have been asked is, why do I hold my hand up? Well, there's a great answer for that. When we were in Thailand, we were taught that galactic beings from all levels, it's Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth. So while I'm silently thinking that, I'm honoring and welcoming of all experiences to our experience of the channel. And when we leave, I thank them for coming. So there's a purpose. I'm just not saying hi. I'm saying hi on a galactic level. There's some other things. Let me see that people have asked me. Um, do I meditate every day? For sure. Um, it's how I stay clear. I know someone asked me what was their life purpose. So let's be aware I can't start answering everybody's on comments about life purpose, but I can talk about two. Most importantly, I believe the first life purpose you have is to discover your love, discover the power of love. That is the magic of God's healing, is love. So you can say to me, but I love myself. And when we start working, you realize you haven't loved yourself to the level that you really can. And things begin to transform. Secondly, there is only one responsibility you have as a light being, and that is to maintain the clarity of your light to the highest ability. So, what do I mean by that? That means you got to do the work. You have to touch those places which are not showing themselves to you, that you're resistant to finding any of those places where divinity and love are not coming through. Um, those are the healings ahead of you for all of us. Um, I can say many, many sessions behind me, many experiences that have brought a new awareness about what truth is. Truth, forgiveness, honoring, sacred, they're all words we all know and we say them, but do we really understand them and how to bring that into the action within ourselves towards ourselves? And it can be an exciting journey to understand that come tomorrow, after doing a healing on truth, your truth changes and you'll see things differently. It's more than likely your truth changes every day, just experiencing your life on the world, in the world. That's how quick it can happen. That defines for you how consciousness is raising. Now, a lot of people ask me, do I need a mentor? Do I need a teacher to go upon this journey? And I can say with complete honesty, people that I work with reach places of depth that they wouldn't have found themselves because they work on it for the week in between their sessions. And I can't get there. I don't know what it is. Bring in the light that the teacher holds, the understanding from their wisdom of their own journey, and you have resolution and you grow. So, certainly, it's a personal decision. And I've had a couple teachers along my way, but always someone who wanted me to grow, who wanted me to find and discover who I am, which is always my desire and wish for anybody I work with. Um, I spoke with someone yesterday, and my words were, there's nothing you can't tell me that would make me think anything different, because I know it's just illusion that is darkening the inner boundaries of who we are. It's not your truth. And you may say to me, but I'm standing in my truth today. You're standing in your truth today for what you know it to be. For tomorrow, it could change. Perhaps next week, it'll be different. That's how growing happens, by you releasing um, those things that, well, I'm resistant, or controlling is a big one. Let's all think inside of ourselves. Do we have a controlling streak? That's usually coming from your ego. Your ego wants to be in charge and keep you small so that it has control, instead of you becoming to a point where you can decide within your own heart your choices. So let's look for a moment. Maybe some of you have gifts, or know for sure you have gifts, but they haven't shown themselves to you. Number one, you need a lot of light. How do you get light? You get light by releasing these patterns. The more patterns you release, the more light that emerges from the hidden. There are 144,000 patterns inside every soul that when they start releasing, you start becoming not someone you're meant to be, but remembering who you are. And that's what's really powerful for some people to understand. You're not trying to make yourself be someone or like someone. You're going through this process to remember who you've been. You know, for many of us, we were masters in the last lifetime, or maybe lifetimes ago, and chose to lose 93% of who we were to come back this life to help others. Just think about that. So that means that there's a lot that you've done, a lot that you've attained that you don't remember. So the path feels very magnetizing to you, that it wants you to come, because part of your purpose is to help others, is to walk your talk, is to give that energy out to others. So it's a fascinating experience. Perhaps you have a contract. Do contracts exist for some people? Depends on what the belief system is, you see. You are a creator of light, a creator of life. So, what do you believe? Do you believe in contracts? Well, then I'm sure there is one in your journey. I believe there's God, and there's me, and there's all of you, and we're all one. You are all that I am, and I am all that you are. We, at different times, choose to see ourselves through different eyes. And somewhere in coming back this life, you've been taught, if you're not where you want to be, to believe in these things that other people have told you or that have mimicked to you, and you've taken it on and it has formed a pattern within you. In the first 7 years, you will release the ones that have been brought to you from past lives. After that, with that combination, you have no trouble in making your own, if you know what I mean. But going upon the journey begins to help you undo that which has been done in the past, undo what you've empowered. First of all, people. The world is filled with those of you who tend to give power away to others to be loved. To be loved is the first usual answer. Desiring to be lovable, and yet you will never feel totally loved until it's you that becomes that person. I know it sounds simple, but yet it's very challenging to think that within you, you and your relationship with God holds all the love you would ever need. And why not? That's where love began. And we give people their power to manipulate, hurt us, betray us, all thinking that it's that sweet love we need. Well, the goal is to share love, but to every night bring it back home and let it be yours. And the next morning it will have grown. So, love is a huge topic. And while I understand the statement, oh, I love myself, I want you to hear the ego in that and the humility that must come, and I am lovable. And know that whatever and whoever sees you loves you. It is a wondrous feeling, I can assure you. I have another question that came to me is, how am I so sensitive? And how do I protect myself from the world? It's a very good question. There have been times in my life where I had to wash my clothes in baking soda and rinse them in vinegar. I couldn't breathe. If people walked into school and had perfume on, school was over. My throat, I wouldn't talk. I couldn't breathe. So I've had those sensitive times, if you're one of those people. And then I began working on, why is this happening to me? I mean, do I have allergies still today? Sure. But do they keep me from who I am and meant to be in the world? No, I don't empower them. And without going into really deep detail, it again is just something to heal within yourself and to go back and to look why and when that happened and unravel it. There's no need to have anything prevent you from your life. It is understanding that patterns are the dysfunction of a thought. And we certainly all have a lot of thoughts, don't we? So we want to embrace that dysfunction and love it. And through a session, that's what you begin to have a capacity to do, even if you haven't been able to before, because it has become so much almost a stone, it doesn't radiate for you to be able to even touch it. But yes, I've been faced with a lot of things. In the beginning, I couldn't even sing. When I would start to sing the puja, people reported to my teacher I sang horrible. And he told me to be patient, that the light of God moving through my voice would change it. Well, you and I both know that has happened. So it isn't so much that I am a singer, it is that the Lord and the heaven above and God sings through my throat. It's becoming a vessel. And you may not know it yet, but a lot of you desire to be that clear vessel, to be so pure that that light comes through you and has his action to help people. Then there is no ego, because you ask God to show you. Show me. How do I use the light you've given me? How do I use the love you have shared with me to love a person, to help them recognize who they are? So for me, it's been a wondrous journey. Again, not always so wonderful, but I've learned that that is then the most important part, that I need to embrace myself even more and to love her for standing up and saying, let's go forward. When my daughter was small, I have 2 children, and I was working with her over an anger at a friend, not like our big problems, right? And she got to a point and she said, well, Mommy, I see a dragon. Why don't I just kiss it? And I said, well, most people would be afraid of a dragon. Oh, no, I'm not afraid. And she kissed the dragon and everything went away. If it could only be that simple for those of us who have it tangled in and around a lot of thoughts and feelings, right? But it is that simple. It very much is that simple. So she brought a really powerful awareness to me that we make it more than it is. And as you become a facilitator for people, always remember that. Let me remember, they're making it more than it is. And how do you see beyond their illusion? How do you see beyond their perception and bring them the true reality? And then I'm asked often, well, does the healing ever end? Does this carousel that I'm on, up and down and up and down? And I have to say to you, absolutely no. How could it? Those who we know as Jesus and Buddha and Kuan Yin and Lady Tara, they're all still healing, fine-tuning that experience. Yes, you'll see some of them here up above me, but that's not the form they have today. All the masters change form in the office of God. Like the last I know of, Buddha was being Christ, so forth. It's like that. So how could you and I think that today is our end? So how does that look for me? For me, it is holding neutral when things of trauma come to me in my life. And what do? I do my best to know in this moment a lesson has arrived, to remain calm. Actually, God sends me a blue light of serenity, and I am patient. I've recently had just a letter that was on the table that we thought was a piece of junk. We opened it up finally, and it was the answer, and took care of everything within a day. So I'm trying to say to you, we really don't always see what's right in front of us and how God is trying to help us. And the more evolved you become, the more you work and walk in your life with Him, and things that you probably never would have looked at have always been there. If we'd have put that in the trash, we'd still be in the trauma. And I believe that date for that trauma was today. And here I am with all of you. So, yes, things still come. I'm still healing. I'm still growing. I still have nights where I'm filled with bursting of light. And I know I had a good day. And I'm ready to hold more. And is this the trauma that it once was? It hasn't been trauma for quite a while. But I know all that God wishes to bring me, I'm open and ready to receive. And I know that's the truth for each of you. All that God wishes to bring to you, open to be willing and ready to receive and be grateful. It's a wonderful mantra to have for yourself, to be available in your world. So then let's talk about crystals. There was a time where I'm thinking, what do people want with all these rocks? Did you ever think that? I knew of someone and she's saying she had 50 stones and all this. I'm thinking, wow, you don't get it. Well, then we started going to Shasta and we went every summer for 2 months. Don't ask me how we did that. I don't know. I don't know how the money comes to us. I don't. So we did. And we met a friend who her whole house was crystals. And she introduced me to the crystalline world and their communication. She had a number of skulls and a lot of stones. Well, I now have a lot of stones. Um, she would always say, oh, this one came just for you. I want to show you. This is my personal stone. You'll see it's a golden healer, Lemurian, but you can see how clear it is. And she said, TheoSophia, this is your stone. This stone will bring me back to what I've forgotten if I do. It is my mirror. So there's a lot of different Lemurians, but this one fits right in my hand. I have an Aha white there. I have a goddess stone. I have many stones, cupboards full. And they all speak. Some work for me. You can give them that intention that this is a worker bee and tell it what you want it to do. If you need clients, give it the work to bring clients and be surprised at how much difference happens. And love, whatever you need, the stone is there for you. But you need to know they're alive and they have a personality. And I question my word. They're saying we need to use a different word than a personality because it's not in distortion. It has purity, and its intention is clear. Sure, there's going to be stones out there that have a darkness to them, and I probably wouldn't touch them, but that's going to be evident to you as you grow and your energy grows of how to respond and interact with things. And you'll know when things are for you and they're not. People will show me beautiful things. I'll say, no, I don't need it, or it's not for me. The apophyllite, the large white one, is an angelic stone. I have about 4 slabs like that. I love it. After my illumination stone, they're my favorite. So if you get a chance to feel an apophyllite, see if it's for you. It brings all the angels in. Something else, let's see. Certainly I like lapis aquamarine, which is a lot about clearing of the mind for a practitioner. But we could have another day just on crystals, couldn't we? And I could have them here and show them to you. Maybe that would be best to talk about crystals that way. So how about negative beings? Are they real? Yes, they are real. And they are drawn to you only if you have negative thoughts. Like does attract like. So you want to become more aware of that which you're putting out into the world. You might say to me, TheoSophia, does what I think or what I ponder on affect you? And it most certainly does. If you're thinking of worry and loss and the doldrums and depression, it's going to open a door for additional beings like you to come and around you. So you must create boundaries and, first of all, clear your thinking. Only think positive. I am the love. I am the love I'm looking for. I receive all the love God wishes for me to hold. If you're thinking thoughts like that and you're someone who wants to stop the ego chatter, That's what I would do. I have done it all day before. You do it a million times, it's not too much. Because you're going to say, well, how did I do that all day? Because I wanted the result of no more ego chatter. It's up to you. You're free. To give to Saint Germain is freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom to be the love that you are, to radiate the light that has been brought to you by the original flame, and to exist. So, I wish I would have seen the chat to see more of what your questions were. I'm so sorry. I am new at this. I'm being honest. This is a new thing. And I will reach out and see if someone can help me with what I didn't get right. At least we figured out the camera, but I gather now there might not be sound. So, I am so sorry. But I hope that this video will still come forward and there will be a blessing in it. I'm going to be working out a plan. Someone asked, that's right, if I did classes. And the major one that actually, the Master Babaji is the meditation master who brought these techniques to my teacher. And in that journey, we found and discovered that Babaji was like a father to me, so he's always with me. And he is encouraging me to offer you all the Bija mantra at a very reduced price. TM for this type of Bija mantra charges like 2,000 something. So for right now, I'm going to pick a date, and it'll be a reduced rate because you always have to exchange energy. Giving it to you for over the years, I have to certain people, and I never hear from them or see them again. So we must have an exchange, and we're going to find out our limitation on Zoom and how many people, and help that to touch your life if you're ready. The heart mantra is, I believe, my first trip I went to Thailand, I got the heart mantra and I came home and I was just totally different. I can't say enough about how it changed my life. So we'll be offering the heart mantra to everybody, and I'll be letting you know about that. I'm also going to create and offer a class for healing, those who are drawn to do and learn healing, probably in once a month class. And I will bring more about that. Um, it's all a lot. And I'm doing it as quickly and efficiently as I can. It's a different world for me. So I'm being urged to, I am done for today. So it's 33 and 3 seconds. So 3 is a very good number, and 3 in a row is a very powerful number. So I'm sorry we didn't get it all working. Hopefully next time we will. And I will get to hear what you have to say. So many blessings to you and all the masters and teachers and angels to surround you. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Adonai Savio.